times. 6 months ago, Ann Emerson came to me with a picture out of the internet. It was a picture of American flags in a small community, and she said, look at this, and what do you think? Ann took one look, and I said, well, let's just do it. And she said, great. So we came to the fort, we visited the superintendent, Betty Boyko, and said, here's what we'd like to do, and Betty said, let me get permission. Not only did she get permission, she got the approval from the National Park Service to make this an annual event. Her team, Bill Fisher and Kelly Collins, jumped in along with the other fort employees, as did Reed Hartford with the Friends of the Fort. Our only rules, pretty simple when we first started. We want one flag for every single honoree. Not a few flags for all of them, one for every one. And our only other rule was all flags need to be made in America, and we've done that. We've all had different reasons for being on this committee, lots of passion, and we did have a common thread, and that's the appreciation of what our country's done for us, and we certainly owe them. We came up with the term symbols of sacrifice for two reasons, not just the symbols, which obviously the American flag is, but those initials, SOS. That meant emergency, and to us, that was our way of saying there's an urgency in letting those people know now how we feel. We let the Gold Star mothers and the families know now how we feel. Let the veterans of Iraq and Afghanistan know now that this flag, this field of flags belongs to you. Until your national memorial is built in Washington, D.C., this is our token way of saying thank you and that we will never forget. And by the way, as we look at the flags, I think you'll be astounded. Now, I've had a couple people say to me, gee, I thought there were going to be full-size flags. And I said, well, you know, for another 80,000, we can do that. But then I thought, you know what, if I had that 80,000, I'd be buying 6 cracked handicapped chairs for our wounded warriors that come home that are handicapped and need help. They need that extra mobility. And Fort Scott, be thinking about this. We need to raise $15,000. If every community our size, the United States, were to buy one chair at $15,000, we'd have our vets taken care of. So please remember that. My war has a memorial. We have the wall. Let me give you some numbers. As I do, please think not only about those who lost their lives, but on this special day, I want you to think about the families that were anxiously awaiting their return home. On the wall, 58,267 names. 3 sets of father-sons. 31 sets of brothers. On the wall, 1 15-year-old. 5 16-year-olds. 12 17-year-olds. Would you like to guess how many 18-year-olds? 33,103. If you get a chance today, might give your 18-year-old a hug. On their first day in Vietnam, 997 soldiers were killed. Their families didn't even have a chance to get used to the idea that they were going to be in a combat zone. On the last day in Vietnam, 1,448 were killed. Families were planning reunions, fiancés were planning weddings, and children hadn't seen their daddy in a year, and they never would. People call us the forgotten war. We weren't the forgotten war. We were the ignored war. We were on the news every night, so we certainly weren't forgotten. If anybody, and the suffering families, nobody cared about them either. And that's why we're doing this today, because we don't want that to happen again. The truly forgotten war was fought by the Korean War veterans. 45 a day during the entire war. They lost 45 every day of the war. They were my heroes when I was a kid. When I was 6 years old, I couldn't wait for Uncle Bill to come home. The day he came home, I sat on my grandma's porch all day long. This is up in Kansas City, 1919 East 34th Street, waiting for him to come home. Finally, here comes Uncle Bill carrying his duffel bag on his shoulder down the street. And it became a family joke because my first question at age 6 years old to him was, Uncle Bill, where's your gun? Uncle Bill said they wouldn't let me keep it. And the WW2 guys, I don't know what to say about them. To me, there will always be the greatest generation. I've walked the American Cemetery on Normandy Beach, 172 acres of headstones, 33 sets of brothers side by side, 3 medals of honor, including Teddy Roosevelt Jr. And when they defeated Germany in World War II, guess what they did? They shipped them all off to Asia, to the South Pacific. Can you imagine? I cannot. We hear about glory, and you kids, you need to know this. There is no glory in war. That's only in the movies. We did learn about honor, and we did learn about duty. As a member of the military, it's the code you live by, and sadly, that's the code many died by. So to all you veterans out there, including VFW Post 1165 over there, to all you veterans of Iraq, to all you veterans of Afghanistan, to all you combat veterans out there, welcome home. Welcome home. Thank you.